Cholangiocarcinoma Awareness Month. This is February, and this is the ribbon color, Kelly Green. So this is me trying to make the awareness known with this color, and I think I do a good job with what I know to help educate my fellow cholangiocarcinoma friends, patients, but also to educate the public, just, everyone else. There's a lot of research going on with this cancer, but I feel like more needs to be done, definitely. I have a really good team, but it seems like there's not that many specialists that know how to treat this crazy cancer. It's a lot that still needs to be researched, and what treatments and everything. As you can see in my YouTube videos, I've been on 3 treatments so far. The first one was probably the longest lasting, but everything else has just fallen short. We really thought Futibatinib was going to work because I have that mutation. That turned out to be a big failure for me and caused me to have a lot of pain. So that one was cut really short. But yeah, so, people go through this cancer just, hoping and fighting for just anything. It's a lot. But, you have your support system, you need that, and, yeah, I definitely do anyway. But yeah, I try to do my own research, and it's hard, and I even have like a science background, so I can't imagine not having my kind of background. I probably have a lot more anxiety than I do already. But anyway, so that's what's going on with the green. And yeah, so February is cholangiocarcinoma month, and it's a really nice color. So anyway, so I wanted to go over an update, from what's been going on with me. The last time I did a video was 3 weeks ago. I had just finished my 3rd cycle of Folfox and had my new acid patch, and I was removing it. And then, let's see, that week actually, I had some stuff to take care of. And then I also had mentioned that I also needed to go to MD Anderson to do some scans and to see the progress of this treatment. Oh yeah, no, that was the 4th treatment that I did, Folfox. Did I say 3? Sorry. So anyway, yeah, so this would have been a chemo week, but let me tell you, because of my trip to MD Anderson and everything, and talking to Dr. Javle and my oncologist here, we are no longer on Folfox. Goodbye. So, treatment number, let's see, so Gemcis, oh my gosh, Gemcis, Pemigatinib, Folfox. Is there something else? I think that's it. And now I am in a desperate need of a new treatment. It is very serious right now. I'll just get into it with that. So, alright, that week, ending that 4th treatment, I had actually noticed, I'm not shrinking. Like, my tumors are not shrinking. Like, my ascites, I can feel them growing. I literally can feel them. And I can notice, like, my lymph nodes and everything that weren't there before, and the size and everything. So I kind of had a bad feeling about this. And then, yeah, so that week, I had that drain removed from my belly, which was great. But turns out I was still having shortness of breath. So I get a hold of Dr. Sandera, my oncologist here in town, and let her know. And she's telling me, so we'll get an ultrasound done and see what's going on. I didn't feel anything in my belly. Like, when I have ascites fluid building up, my belly descends and I look pregnant. But anyway, so I just had shortness of breath and I didn't know what was going on. Just heavy, weighed down and tired. And anyway, so then so I get to the ultrasound and they noticed I had fluid built up in my chest. So it turns out, learned this, you can get ascites in your chest. It is not pretty. Turns out if it builds up so much, a lot of bad things can happen because it's in your chest. Your lungs are being squished so that the fluid can stay in there, and it could cause a collapsed lung. It could just, some bad things can happen. So I'm like, okay. So I had what is called a thoracentesis, and so it's like a paracentesis where they drain your belly from the ascites fluid, but they take it from your chest, but in your back. And I had fluid on the right side at that time. So they go in between your lungs and they do little lidocaine syringe, little stings around the area, and put a tube in, and drain happens. The ascites gone. So during that time, I was, during chemo week, I was so dead tired, so like I didn't want to be there, and they told me not to take any medicine, so I didn't take any pain medicine because they thought, oh, maybe I need to put a drain tube back in my belly or something, so they didn't want me to take any pain medicine or eat or anything. And I was already in like chemo fatigue world and I really wish I had my medicine, but yeah, they said for me to wait. Anyway, I finally got to take it afterwards, but yeah, that was a really long wait. Anyway, so they get the order to do the thoracentesis, and from my doctor, and they pulled out 1,100 or 1,100 milliliters. So actually they told me they didn't even finish because I was having such a hard time. I was already nauseous. I couldn't it was just a hard time. And towards the end of the procedure, you just feel like you have to cough, and that's normal. That's what they said. But so you're coughing to help your lung fill that void from the fluid being taken out. So anyway, that was done. And they said, okay, we'll come back next week and have it done again because you still have about 500 milliliters left. And so, okay, get that scheduled. And then, but I was like, okay, well, I have to go to MD Anderson, things need to get taken care of, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, on to the next week. This was during a really cold time in San Antonio, and the roads were crazy, but I was able to take off and make it to my appointment in Houston. So one of my best friends, Vanessa, and her kids, Persephone, Ophelia, and Nella, we went up there, all four of us girls, in the truck, and we were fine. God made that happen, I think, because that was a miracle. Anyway, so we get there, and the next day, I'm trying to be okay. You have like this, you get this anxiety from scans, but I already know, so I'm just like, it's fine. But this MD Anderson Imaging Center wasn't at the main building. It was on Bellair. So just to let you know, if you go over there, they have another imaging center. It's a lot smaller, but things get done so much quicker there. So I drank my drink, my what I call Hulk drink, because when I get those CT scans, I feel like I'm turning into the Hulk. Like this contrast goes through, and I feel like I'm turning into the Hulk. Like my veins are turning green, and I have to sit still and go through the CT scan. But anyway, so after that, my friend and the girls actually went exploring in Houston, even in the cold weather and everything, but it was fun. We had so much fun. I actually have never explored Houston. Every time I've gone, I just stay there. So it was really nice to explore Houston and be with my friends and her kids. We had a lot of fun. And that's where I got my son's little tiny food things. He really loved it. But anyway, so he didn't get to come with us. It's not the best thing for him to go and do. But anyway, so after we had our fun, then we went to the hotel and met up with my aunt for dinner, my aunt and uncle, and they helped with the hotel and everything, and we had she made us a good dinner, and it was just really, it was a good day after my scan. I really needed that. So then the next day, I have my appointment with Dr. Javle that I really, really, really did not want to go to. But my aunt came with me. So, why do I always... Sorry. My aunt came with me. It was really good that she was there. I had a whole bunch of questions, and she took all the notes, which that's so helpful. Just, I think, to preface, Dr. Javle was like, when we have appointments, make sure somebody's taking notes. I mean, he just goes over like the most important parts of things. Like, he has so many patients, I think, and you know, your appointment's at 10 or whatever, but it really is never at 10. And I mean, he'll answer your questions, just you have to have them ready, and you know, he'll go over the important parts of what he needs to go over with you. So oh, you know what, I keep looking over here. Sorry. I need to look right here. Anyway, oh yeah, so he's saying to me all the stuff that he sees in the report from the scan, my blood work and everything. Basically, I'm looking at the scans thinking, how am I even a functioning human being? And everything like that. And the list of the sites with measurements and everything, I've never seen my report that long. So many sites. It's really scary. Good news, though. 2 sites in my peritoneum shrank. That's good news. But the one that's already big, that one grew. My liver is just having little spawns of demons everywhere from the big mama demon that did not shrink, and in fact it grew. But one site did grow, but I have a whole bunch of new sites, and yeah, these lymph nodes have grown, ones here and here, and the breast ones have just grown, just not shrinking. Yeah, so we're not doing Folfox anymore, which is amazing because I do not like being cold, and having to deal with those pins and needles feelings on the hands, and not even being able to have cold drinks. So this week has been great. I have had energy. I've been having cold drinks, and so yeah, it's been good. So that, yeah, but that's good news and bad news, right? And that one, but I need a new treatment. So he recommended a clinical trial that's there, or a drug called Futibatinib, and what else? Yeah, he told me about, you know, somebody would reach out with the clinical trial for me about all that within the next week, which was this week, and also to get going on, you know, looking forward. So I asked him what about surgery? What about radiation? And there's a treatment that I just learned about, or a procedure that I learned about for your peritoneum. I forget the acronym, but PIPH, I don't know. But there's a procedure, and he said that sure, we could get to that point, but you have to take care of the liver first. So my liver has to be taken care of first. But yeah, hopefully the liver shrinks or softens, and maybe I could do radiation. There's like this specific kind he was talking about, or surgery, and then we can try to take care of the peritoneum. But I need something to work. I need it like a long time ago, but this is where we are. Just need to do what I need to do. And so I left that appointment honestly crying. Thank goodness my aunt was there. I really needed her support, and I'm so glad she was able to take all the notes. So, alright. Okay. Oh yeah, so he also told me that in that scan there was more fluid in my lungs, and that it was an emergency situation. He said, you need to go to the ER. But I said, okay, but I already have an appointment set up for the next day, so in San Antonio. So he said, okay, well, make sure when you go, get the labs to see if the fluid is malignant. So anyway, yeah, I left that appointment. We got home safely. The next day I got the Thoracentesis done again, and they did collect the sample to send for labs. I actually still haven't heard anything about that. So maybe no news is good news. I don't know. But other than that, oh yeah, so that time it was 1,025 mils. So I went down 75 mils. That's good, I guess. As long as it keeps going down, that's fine. But yeah, on to this week. Monday, when I met with Dr. Sandera, she looks over the notes from Dr. Javle. She was aware that I went to MD Anderson and everything like that, so she saw the scans and everything, and from there was like, yeah, we're not doing a Folfox anymore. That's not helping you. She recommended that she look into something with the research department at the START Center, and they would get back to me. She said probably sooner than MD Anderson, and time is very important right now. The thing is, so yeah, I didn't have Folfox. I left that appointment. She said I'll have the research department oncologist get with me on anything he finds. Anyway, oh, and yeah, no, that was it pretty much. So I left, and then thinking, okay, I'm just waiting for a research department oncologist to get back to me about clinical trials or this drug, whatever I need to do. So it was kind of a cluster this week. But anyway, after talking to the research oncologist here, Dr. Raskow, he said that the best, in his honest opinion, would be the clinical trial that's at MD Anderson or the Futibatinib. Because they target the FGFR 1 and 3 rearrangements that I have, or arrangements, mutations, whatever you call it. I need to get that right. But anyway, so, okay, after hearing that, I just say, okay. And I had actually heard back from the research oncologist at MD Anderson telling me that, you know, her treatment would go after those targeted arrangements, and but it would take a couple more weeks because of there's like you have to do blood work and everything like that, and I would have to come in every week for a month and then go in every month after that or something for blood work. And she just went over everything, how it would go. But then I told her, but he also told me, or Dr. Javle also told me about Futibatinib, and she said, well, that drug actually is available. The FDA has approved it. So she actually suggested that I get on that one, because that one would probably be faster to get. However, Dr. Javle had told me it's just not available yet, but it should be this month, this week, maybe next week. But Dr. Sandera just needs to put the order in. This is the problem. I've been trying to get her to get this order through. She has not gotten back to me about it, and I don't know why. But I really need this drug. Otherwise, I might have to just go with the clinical trial. And I mean, I don't know. That's where I'm at. So hopefully I get on the Futibatinib. Maybe next week I'll find out more. Oh yeah, and today I woke up really shortness of breath, having a really hard time breathing with shortness of breath, just having a hard time getting around, lots of pain in my chest area, in my abdomen, in my diaphragm, just anyway. So I asked for a ultrasound. I told her if I don't get one, I'm gonna have to go to the ER, or like what else I can do. So the nurse's station got back to me. They said, okay, Dr. Sandera doesn't want you to go to the ER. So I was able to get an appointment. Actually, I had said this with her when I was in the meeting with her, because I had already have experience with more shortness of breath at that time. It just got worse today. And anyway, so she set me up for an appointment next week, and today I was like, no, I can't wait. I have to do something. And anyway, so I got my appointment today, and this time I got fluid taken out on the left side, only 600 mils, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, this was a long update, but let me see. I'm almost running out of time here too, so I'm just gonna say I love you guys. Happy Cholangiocarcinoma Awareness Month, and keep praying for me, because I don't know any other way that I'm walking around right now. And I'm praying for you as well. Love you. Bye.